Hey guys, so with patch 1.2.3, the raid layers finally have their prestige modes. Eater of Worlds was on the 17th and Spire on the 18th. If you're not familiar with what's going on with prestige mode for the raid layers, here's the deal. In prestige, you'll need to use a custom loadout assigned by the game, and you can only use those archetypes of weapons that are assigned. For example, in Eater of Worlds for the first week, it is a pulse rifle in the kinetic slot, an SMG in the energy, and a grenade launcher in the power slot. You can change your armor and subclass and all of that, and you can also change your weapons while you're in the raid, but only to the specified archetype assigned for the week. There's also a modifier attached. This week's reset, the week of the 17th, for Eater of Worlds, the modifier works like this. You will start out with your kinetic weapon getting 1 magazine worth of ammo. Then, when you run out of ammo for your kinetic weapon, your energy weapon will fill up with ammo, and then you'll use that for 1 magazine, and you'll move on to power ammo, and so on back to kinetic. So you need to rapid fire switch back and forth between your weapons as you get ammo for them, going from kinetic to energy to power. That is the modifier, on top of the prestige mode. Now, prestige mode itself just bumps up the strength of the enemies, mainly in the form of they are actually a threat now. Oh god, run. There are no mechanical changes in Eater or Spire because the raids were already designed with all of their mechanics in mind, instead of the normal and prestige split that we're used to seeing in previous raids. But there are a couple of things that don't work as well in the prestige mode compared to normal. Number 1, goblins take 3 melees to kill. Do not underestimate them. Number 2, doing the trick where you get striking hand and use the cannon to kill 2 crystals doesn't work. At least it wasn't working for me. You'll still deal increased damage with the cannons, but that second crystal will probably not die. You're going to need to tap it again with a new cannon. As for rewards, you will get a 400 power raid weapon at the end. Note that you cannot infuse this weapon into anything other than exotics. If you try to infuse the 400 weapon into a legendary, it will not work. Do not try. If you throw it into an exotic, that's okay. For example, I got a 400 Midnight Coup. If I tried to put it into my 380 Midnight Coup, that will not work, and I will have wasted it. Another example, I got a 400 Alone as a God. I infused it into my Darcy, and now my Darcy is 400, so that will work. Exotics, yes. Legendaries, no. You'll also get the ornaments, and if you're a regular raider, if you've done the Prestige Leviathan challenges, you'll probably get every single one of them in one go, just like I did. As for the strat for this week in particular, this one is a little difficult. Since your power weapon is so bad in terms of damage versus other power weapons, you're going to be relying a lot on your supers. Hammer Titans with Syntheseps, Celestial Nighthawk Hunters, and even Dawnblade Warlocks are going to be very valuable here, since they will be a very large chunk of your damage on Argos. I ran with a 2-2-2 composition just to make sure that we didn't need to end up doing anything crazy with stacking Hunters or anything like that, and 2-2-2 is totally fine. The main way you're going to crank out damage is in the form of Orpheus Rig Night Stalkers. You really only need 1, but if you're not that confident, you can bring 2. Rig Night Stalkers can create tons and tons of orbs by stacking tethers in the same spot, and your team will then use these orbs to spam supers at the boss non-stop during a damage phase. The reason why stacking Hunters is so good is because Nighthawk Goldie shots are very fast and very high damage. You can get about 4 to 5 shots off in a damage phase, which can be upwards of and potentially over 2 million damage per Hunter per damage phase. That's really good. Hammer Titans will also be crucial for damage, since hammers are just insanely good, giving you about 800,000 to potentially over 1 million damage per hammer set. As for my suggested loadouts, I think a fast-firing pulse rifle with the Ikelos SMG, or any other SMG really, and the Colony or Prospector is going to be your best bet. The Ikelos SMG, and I don't have it. I ran with a Soul Pariah 6, and that worked totally fine. I tried Mob Justice as well, was not feeling that. I also tried a slow-firing pulse rifle, keep in mind I'm on PC, and while it hits pretty hard, the thing that you're really going to care about the most is the ability to switch between all of your weapons very quickly. If you're using something slow, then it's going to take a long time to get to your elemental damage for those Minotaurs. I used Legal Action 2, which has Rampage, is the new Monarchy pulse rifle, so you'd think it would be pretty good, considering Rampage is pretty good. But after switching to Autumn Wind, a Crucible pulse, I realized what a mistake I had made. So, the Time-Worn Spire, that's good. Autumn Wind, that's good. Battle Scar, it has full auto, that's good. Nightshade is not bad either, along with the Marine from Valor Crucible ranks. Relentless, Legal Action 2, 3 Graves, Redrix, all of those guns, I would say if you're on PC, I would pass on them. But if you're on console, you may just not have a choice, as console recoil is something you do actually need to worry about. I also got a lot of questions about Vigilant Swing. I would say no for PC, maybe for console. Vigilant Swing is really strong, yes, but it takes a very long time to empty it out. And trust me when I say shooting a kinetic weapon at a Minotaur running right at you, it's not fun. It's really not that fun. SMG-wise, I would go with a 600 RPM over a 900 RPM, especially for console. I think having control is much more important than just trying to dump out bullets very quickly in that slot, especially since SMGs fire very fast anyway. Again, I used Soul Pariah with Void Damage. Void Damage is the only thing that you should have here anyway. The Ikelos SMG is good. I feel like you have pretty free reign here with the SMG slot. Just make sure it's Void, and you should be okay. As for your grenade launcher, play the game. It's good stuff. Then we're down to Prospector versus Colony. Colony's Void Damage really gives it a nice edge over Prospector. I'm pretty sure Prospector is capable of a bit more damage, but considering the majority of the damage you'll be dealing to Argos is in the form of a super, this isn't something that I would worry about too much. I personally think I would give the edge to Colony for the average group because killing ads is going to be very, very important, and Colony gets the benefit of being stupid as hell because it just auto-tracks everything anyway. Ultimately, I think this week's modifiers will rely on good Orpheus rig orb spam and being able to get tons of supers while also not dying. Those harpies that fly towards everyone that you ignore every single time because you're trying to do all that DPS, yeah, you gotta shoot those now. Otherwise you're gonna die, and your entire team's gonna die, and that's not gonna be good. Minotaurs, they're probably gonna two-shot melee you. They are very lethal. Things don't die as easily. You cannot just play it like you're used to playing Eater of Worlds, where you can just roll all over it. You need to be much more aware of your surroundings and your own limitations considering all the weapon swapping. That's about all I got. Check the video for the tether spots that I like to use, at least on Arc and Void side. Solar shouldn't be too hard to figure out. If this is something I feel like needs a weekly update, I will definitely do that. But I think no matter what, this will be the general strategy for Argos. Just doing damage with supers instead of worrying about your loadout and just using your weapons to survive the ads. For any weeks where they allow snipers or rockets, then you can probably just revert back to the normal strategy of actually using weapons. Overall, I liked the challenge. I liked having to try out some new stuff. I liked not just completely rolling over the encounter and actually having to plan ahead a bit. Again, would I like new mechanics? Sure, but I thought this was pretty fun. And it's also not a complete walk in the park either. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for me. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.
We're going immediately.
Yeah. We gotta go. His right.
I'm going right. I'm not. Yeah.
His right. Start at the bottom.
Yep.
Gone.
Nope. Still there. Bottom's still there.
Is it? What the
Yes.
It was gone
Now
on
it's
my
gone.
screen.
It's
Now
broken.
gone.
Yeah, it's done.
Oh, that sucks.
Get him thermite nade.
Come on, need crits.
Yes.
Yeah,
we got
oh
it.
my
We're
God.
good. We're good.
Yeah, like I said, climb up to the
I knew we
highest
were.
level.
Yeah. Climbing up is really.
I mean,
Like,
I
telling you,
didn't.
it's
I
so much
was
better.
doing crits. It's just once again, I went through all my ammo.
Yeah. It just sucks because the grenade launcher doesn't feel like it actually does anything. All right. See you later, Minotaur. All right.
Please no arc.
We can get him next time for sure.
Yeah, I was able to get off 4 swords, I think.
Yeah, for him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got
I'm
him.
getting really good ads set up. One of
Void.
each on Void. This is GG right here.
I
Alright,
put
cool.
I put the solar in.
Bringing one wood over.
I'm putting one arc in.
I was gonna say, do you want to do the arc set? Or do you want me to bring it over or whatever?
I'll just dump one arc in. You guys can put 2 solars in.
Come on, Harpies. Hurry up already.
Oh,
I'll bring them
Minotaur.
a void.
I'm here.
Yep, he's scary.
Just go over, Cutsy. I'll wait.
Yeah, that's what. Is there another cannon somewhere?
In there should be 2
cannon.
solars.
We were fighting for a little
Actually,
bit.
Any
Okay,
ads that
Something
get
like that,
past,
yeah.
just kill them.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Okay. Thread the needle.
Alright, putting the second solar in.
Freaking odds, right? Don't die! Don't die! Don't die! Who put this poop in my pants? Who did that? It's very scary. All right, I'm gonna take that first solar now.
Oh, just trying to clear out of it.
No, that's fine. That's good. We should have like a zillion orbs down here.
there's a
Like
zillion
everyone
orbs,
should be
that's why
fine.
I'm like,
Oh
Yeah.
God, that's a lot.
I'm ready.
I'm waiting. Yeah, whatever.
yeah.
I'm ready whenever.
I'm actually gonna put a wall right here
Okay.
as well to delay him a little bit.
Okay, that's good. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, shoot. Save my cannon.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yep. Trying to put.
Don't die with the harpies.
I got harpies. I got harpies.
Sorry about your herpes.
Smoking the entrance.
There's a couple.
New
of
tethers coming in.
Minotaurs
New
I'm
tethers
just
coming in. We're
using.
good. We're good.
We got
Hey.
him.
We're done. There you go. Nice job.
That was the easiest
Oh.
run I've done all day.
Wait, it's nice having a lot of hammers and orbs, man. Actually, dumb with hammers here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I had
Loadouts
like
and
it.
hammers is stupid.
I had so many good.
This is
Like
so
Arcside was
dumb.
treating me really well that time.
Oh, I got all
Yeah,
the
you
ornaments.
you just get bombarded with all of them at the same
Yeah.
time.
And I got
I got a
the
loan as a god.
shotgun.
All right, well that's going into my this. Skirt.
The question is, do I want a 400 Acreus?
Oh yeah.
I just got a loan as a god, so I threw it into my Darcy,
I
405
got
Darcy.
a 400
Clap.
midnight Q,
Yo,
boys.
I got a 4 or 5 Acreus. I can really nut on people now.